afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast from me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 on Nexus. In the west, it is PFC fighting for the Oberkommando West Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role of the 2nd Panzer Division with Overwatch, Luftwaffe Forces, and Breakthrough, featuring triple infantry bulletins. West and east, it is Asiamint fighting here for America, Freedom, Democracy, taking on the role here of the 1st Armored Division with Airborne, a Rifle Company and Mechanized Company with double ambulance bulletins and a single major bulletin. Interesting choice there. Double rifle side here for Asiamint. Folks going to do here. Double one for PFC as well. Both sides focusing sort of centre-south here, it seems. The PFC a bit more on the centre than south here, as Asiamint is going a bit harder. They're all moving to secure the area around here. The generator building. Wiring off swiftly. We got wrapping up points there done. Steady advance here, sandbags up by the southern car point, by the railway. And grab the western munitions here, a bit more focus on that. 2nd full squad up, will hit northwards, more south there as well. As Asiamint is now beginning to dispatch forces northwards as well. So, focus north and southwest for PFC, it is centre-south. Interesting opening there, sandbags up here. In fact, he's not going straight for the fuel point, probably seeing the red here on the main map. He's probably thinking it's going to be a route squad here, not Reason's laying down tank traps, so maybe he just doesn't care, although he wants to take it a bit more cautiously. Sandbags up there, grab more points here. Sturm Pioneers good to go there for PFC. A rifle squad heading northwards with a 3rd one on the way there for Asiamint. Firing off in there, go full swing in there, catching them right as they're already in heavy cover. Got the fuel point with the American as well. More folks on the way there for PFC. Sturm Pioneers moving in, bit of skirmishing there, very good, very good. Pushing ahead here for Deutschland against the re-echelons. We got Rappen opening up here, more folks coming in here. Bit of a heavy fighting here between the two sides. 3rd round squad almost done there for Asiamint. There go Reason quickly wiped out. There'll be some bit of a blow here in the early game to Asiamint. Not crucial to just Reason, but still would slow them down a bit and also create other weaknesses. So there you go, Ratty in the south. Also quick aside to thank Simon and Brian for donating and supporting the mighty Propagandacast with the hard-earned money. So big thanks to both of you. You're part of my company heroes, and you too can join them in their heroic rankiness by either donating on PayPal yourself or pledging our Patreon. Links in the video description. All the way back to our regular scheduled programming. Folks move against the rival squad here by the centre, grabbing the northern fuel. Far northwestern point being seized by PFC's 3rd Falcon squad here, being pushed back here steadily and slowly. We got tech here for Asiamint, the lieutenant, as always in 1 vs 1. Not always, but most players will go for lieutenant 1 vs 1. There's a bit more flexibility there. But of course, you can always then follow up with the captain. We'll have to see what others goes for doctor. There's a few options. But the fact he hasn't gone for mechanized early on, so indicates he's not going for that, meaning it's either Rifle Company or Airborne Company, most likely here from Asiamint. PFC certainly got options. Again, the fact we're not seeing, say, Panzer facilities early on probably indicates either Luftwaffe or Overwatch here. Sturm Panzer full spot going here for the car point, looking to disrupt here and put pressure on Asiamint outside of his own base. Very good. Skirmishing up north as well between the Fultmaners and the Riflemen. Shots going back and forth here. 2nd full squad coming up there for PFC here. Gotten pushed off there, and the Fultmaners moving northwards. So Sturm Pioneers, I think, are not in a condition to keep fighting here for PFC. Will likely have to retreat. He could, of course, try and harass a bit more with them, but at this point, this sort of risk of, good flank and maneuver leaves them very dead. They turned out here as well for Asiamint. Very good. On north, you've got the Fultmaners, the Rifle Squad. Bit of skirmishing there, bit of murdering. Sturm Pioneers bringing rather than another fire here, and there we go. Actually still pushing with the Sturm Pioneers. Still feel like that's a bit risky here, though. Of course, the retreat path is relatively safe, so perhaps not as bad there for PFC, but even then, probably not what I'd be doing that either way. It seems to work out here this time around for PFC. Worked out this time around, but any unexpected surprise there from Asiamint. Any sneaky deep flanks could have left him very sore there. In fact, not be able to take to turn the tables here on Asiamint. In fact, looks like he's going to get the wipe here thanks to the Sturm Pioneers, basically upsetting all of my expectations. Good work there by PFC. Less great there for Asiamint, who I'm sure is less appreciative there of PFC's bravado. But there you go, folks, with a Rifle Squad coming up. There you go. Can he return the favour down the Sturm Pioneers? The lieutenant here. Oh, Sturm has one quite precision deal. He might have a good chance here. Grenade off, concussive, but didn't work out. And there we go. We do see here PFC punish them, folks, and the Sturm Pioneers going for another squad here. Sturm Pioneers squad for Rifle Squad. Not the greatest trade-off here, to be honest, for PFC. Not the worst either, as they roughly cost the same, but even then, slightly worse off here. Lieutenant taking losses. There you go. Probably not going to see a wiping between now the lieutenant himself with his Thompson is dead, but even then it's going to be quite painful there for PFC. He may now find himself using more map control there. Briefly cancel the Sturm Pioneers, then going for them again. Perhaps a bit of uncertainty there for PFC. Truck out. We'll have to see what he's planning there. Will it be Battle Group Headquarters? Will it be mechanized? Who knows? As for Asiamint, no sign of anything further. Ambulance out here. Moving up pretty aggressive to the front line there. Probably why I went for the speedboats in there as well. Interesting choice there for sure. But also again, gives Asiamint here more field presence, more aggression, makes it more easily just push ahead without having to retreat back to the base. So definitely a sneaky setup here for Asiamint. 2 thumbs up to that. Definitely how you can use the ambulance, which again is what most players don't do because A, it requires more effort, but also it is risky without a doubt. And obviously if it makes a mistake, then that's going to be a dead ambulance, which is going to suck. On the other hand, again, if he does make it work out again, it does give him a great edge there against PFC, who's going for the mechanized regulars. That would probably Luxus and Puma, which is definitely going to be a reason to keep the ambulance back home for safety once the armored cars arrive, of course. Focusing northwards here, going to go for the ramp here with the northern fuel point. Southern side being claimed once more by PFC and the 2nd Panzer Division here. We got a rifle never the Fult's going to deal it. Return there is also heading at southwards there. On his own, bit risky there to be honest by Asiamint. In this case, going to encounter 2 Fults towards just the lieutenant. Bit of risky maneuver here, of course, had he panned out and caught a single unit, so been great, but there instead he now risks getting wiped out if he's not paying attention. Looks in the way for PFC and for the German army. Asiamint still without a doctrine. In the south here, lieutenant is routed, and there we go. We do get airborne featuring Pathfinders, 50 cals, paratroopers, M1 anti-tank guns, and the P-47 rocket straight from there. Go. We got paratroopers inbound here for Asiamint and the 1st Armored Division. A bold and aggressive play here, and in a squirrel-free zone, so there's no one's going to kill them as they mistime the landing. Wait, we'll have to see what's going. Okay, straight into the double Browning light machine guns. That'll certainly give a lot of firepower versus sort of admit to long range versus the German infantry. Tom's could also be pretty good here, personally. But the Brownings definitely are not bad, not by a long shot. There's a reason why they limited rifle to only being able to carry 1 of them. So, they're definitely good, make no mistake. I'm not saying they're bad. Not in a million years. And he's got force of the rifle and aviation in the center. That risks a wipe if he's not careful. Almost got those Browning light machine guns down. Then we got fortunately about in the south flank of Asiamint here. Back at base 9th going on. He's going to need an anti-tank gun though, because Asiamint has currently no anti-tank weapons. No bazookas, no anti-tank guns. Doesn't even have the Stuart light tank immediately available. Well, he's not far off from being able to call it in, but even then he does lack any immediate sort of methods of slowing down the looks, and that could prove to be quite painful here for Asiamint. As I imagine PFC is going to try to get as much out of it. We do have the rifle squads with anti-tank rifles, but even that has its limits versus the Panzer II Ausführung L. Looks like the Panzer. Still lights going to hit, and of course they will put some pressure on the Stuart, but of course there's likely a good chance that PFC is going to follow up with a Puma. At which point, checkmate. There you go, Lieutenant adding a bazooka again. It does help a bit late though, at the same time, and even then, it's not going to single-handedly defeat the looks. I mean, this isn't a Hollywood movie, or the actual one, in which case a well-placed bazooka probably could do the trick. This is a game. Stuart light tank, they're almost done. Moving about here north, Pedro's about to get hammered here by the looks. Could take a lot of damage if they're not careful. There we go. Routed by PFC's mean little light tank. In the south here we got to push there forwards by Asiamint. Traveling northwards here. Looks still light tank right about down. We got mines going down here, I think. Oh, is it tank traps? Oh, it's barbed wire. I mean, light vehicle mines would be a great way to help deal with, with PFC's light vehicles themselves, for them to make them easy to deal with here for Asiamint. Stuart moving forwards here is going to catch that looks if it could hit. Goddamn crouch and there's stone walls blocking our way. I'm pretty sure the Germans can't cause stone walls to materialize on the goddamn own Carl, so shut up. Damn it. Puma halfway down there for PFC, like having a great hit on the Stuart light tank, punching a very large hole. There's him moving out. Looks moving in there, 1 kill so far. That of course can become 2 kills. Or even 3 kills. Close veterans 1 though on it. Stuart setting out. Gauging in there, going to need to cover the panther. We've got the right penetrating out with the Browning light machine guns, 2 kills so far. Posting down, there's Crouch, some good old American lead. Bazooka fouls moving in, the Fult's quickly retreating in the face of the paratroopers, will be backed up by the lieutenant. In the south, Rob's got pushed back for the looks, and the Fult's going to be easy. Certainly so far, PFC's in a good position in the 2 light vehicles. and a good amount of full on these, whereas Asiamint is struggling a bit there. Though it does have the paratroopers with the double light machine guns. Again, a formidable force as long as they don't run into any tanks, since they cannot deal with that using their light machine guns. No matter how much they like to, you know, be able to do that. There's a good fire there. Landing decent looks. More Sturmpanzers for PFC. Panda got wiped again. I just now went for them. And we got the Captain there for Asiamint. Guess we're going to see some anti-tank guns to deal with all these crap light vehicles. North paratrooping in there to flight tank themselves to assist the riflemen by the northern fuel point here. A lot of maneuvering from both sides. Luke's falling back there to the base. Could go for repair Parnisa. That's certainly very helpful there for PFC. Up north forces routed. And we do get an airdrop anti-tank gun. Basically realizes, hang on, I went for airborne. I don't need a captain. I can just call in an anti-tank gun myself. Yeehaw! And then of course, having said that yeehaw, he just calls it in. Anti-tank rifle fails to go from the Puma there. Perhaps just the smoke there, whatever. Lieutenant up here, south side there, claimed by the German army once more. The 2nd Panzer Division, which was also known as the Vienna Division, because originally it was actually recruited from Vienna. And that's sort of a fun fact about the German army, which tend not to get talked about, but for a good part of the, like, you know, the Wehrmacht's time, and also before that, actually, I think also in World War I, the German army tend to recruit people from the same region of Germany. So like a division, you like, again, the 2nd Panzer Division primarily was recruited around Vienna, for example, and the division might say would be recruited primarily around Hamburg, and another one, Wuppertal and Baden-Baden. You get the idea. That was kind of how the German army system worked, and they basically did it because it meant high, you know, unit cohesion, and a unit with high cohesion, it's also much harder to break and much more likely to keep fighting. That's the other stuff that the Germans really invested into. 2nd Parachute Squad here for Asiamint, really calling a lot of stuff here today, not just anti-tank guns, but paratroopers galore. Up north here, Puma going straight for the stood light tank, got the M1 tank moving up here. 2nd Parachute Squad, the landing awfully close to the railroad tracks, with scrolls tied beneath, ready to drag any unsuspecting paratroopers to grisly death. And we do get the Thompsons, delightful, and make some light machine guns and submachine guns. I think it'll be great there for Asiamint. Compared to the continue to far away there. Folks, they're holding up the building. In the south, they've got Sturmpanzers flanking up. They're stood moving in and taking this well, threatening the Looks, getting him some good hits. Looks down to less than half of the can move up to block any further pursuit here from Asiamint Stewart light tank. There we go. Great hit there. Oh, he might lose the light tank. Gets the Looks though. Gets the Looks. Looks for Stewart. Not a great trade-off, but not a bad one either. Just, you know, 3.6. 3.6. Puma moving about here. Reason's moving up there. Not additional bazookas. Puma there can use to dive around. He can't really do a lot of damage fast with the anti-tank guns. The paratroopers they can hold back infantry to assist the Puma. Grandhand going off. They're going up to with the Fox, but they are getting focused down by Silver Squads with assault rifles, so may not quite work as well. But even then, as you can see, they're getting a lot of damage in before they have to retreat. Anti-tank they've been close being wiped out. Need to get the lieutenant out. If he gets the anti-tank gun crew killed, he can then try and destroy it with a Puma, which would be really bad for Asiamint. Meanwhile, PFC's coming to a second. Looks he's feeling confident he can close it off now. Just puts up the pressure for the light vehicles. Oh, never mind. Looks like he decided not to. Instead, it's going to take up. Now, worth noting, he wants an MG-35 before taking up there. So, quick switch in planning there from PFC. As long as it's swift, that's what matters. Would have been more awkward, like if he's almost right as the Looks was done, he then cancelled and then sort of dithered about if he then wanted to take up. Troops in Southwards here, paratroopers and the rifle squad. Both paratrooper squads now with 4 kills and veterancy 1. Truck almost done there, or slowing the way for PFC and for the 2nd Panzer Division. Anti-tank landing a great hit on the Puma. We got 428 versus 353 so far. PFC's in a good lead here versus Asiamint. Reason's rifleman and the lieutenant wing ahead here for the glory of freedom. Democracy. And stuff. Paratroopers in, they might go for deep flank here, trying to sneak up behind some of the PFC's force. I mean, he could land some great hits of the Thompson. That'd be, of course, be devastating there. Or he may not go for deep flank. He might even go for flank. He's, in fact, going for what seems to be an almost head-on assault across open ground. There's a lot of fools with assault rifles. Definitely not the best push, I think, by Asiamint. Makes the paratroopers very easy targets, and obviously PFC would want to target those down before they get close, because otherwise they could do a lot of damage with that range for the Thompsons. They're not going to get a lot of damage. So we do get a panic grenade off here, but PFC's men, trained in the art of avoiding fruit being thrown at you, and explosives, of course, dodge it easily. My god, at least it didn't use raspberries this time, yeah. Or a banana. I don't think we have a tiger with us this time. Rapidly turning up in the center, folks, they need to be careful. In particular, this squad is looking a bit under strength. And turning their in the Puma, pushing it back once more. Asiamint is still, I think, in a tough spot here. Brief considering the MD-34 there. I think PFC just focused on taking out. Maybe got up for some Oberstaden or paratroops. I feel like some elite infantry could do a lot great here versus Asiamint. We thought Asiamint's paratroops was really starting to get swinging hard because once they get some veterancy, they can really start to become problematic there for PFC's folks. Going to do is really tend not to scale well, you know, elite infantry for long. I mean, initially again, they'll typically have more veterancy and their assault labs. They can still fight. At a certain point, the elite troops experience and just better firepower will typically tend to beat them out. And there go grenade off. Close one actually gets a kill. 7 kills of 8. Half H veterancy 2. Full right here from PFC says all extended force grenades are forced to pull back. Schwerer Panzerabkrieg going up here. Paratrooping up here. Folks out in the open getting hosted by the double MD wielding paratroop. There you go. One man down. Closing in eventually 2 very rapidly, giving access to better range on the grenades, better action on the weapons, and of course healing out of combat, which is actually a pretty handy ability as well. And there you go, Brandhand can all paratroop will have to fall back. We do get the Schwer Panther quarters now, seeing authorization there, but I don't think we can finish it off before it's done. Plus, there's nothing to now cover his anti-tank gun. Second paratroop squad there, could also get a bit more swinging rest of the crowds. Rifleman Lieutenant moving in here, troops still advancing there for the glory of America. Catching the folks on the off guard. MG-34 setting out. Rifleman standing back close to 54. There you go. Brandhand going over the fall there. Nice throw hit catching Asiamint's forces off guard and burn them up horribly. Up north here, paratrooping in there. Rifleman from further north. It's grabbing the northern punch well there. Good maneuver here so far, Asiamint. Never really get it bogged down in one place at a time. Some of your PFC's also using good flexibility. I also do think that's partly just the map's design. It does, I think, allow for more flexible plays. Partly because they're not just a series of narrow funnels. And there's not one fuel point they say in that sense is, you know, more preferable than the others. It does give the players more choice in how they want to play their maps. So, you know, thumbs up to the map design on this one. Even though I know some people are not big fans of this map. I do think it nonetheless is one of the maps that does offer more interesting play patterns compared to some of the others. Panzer on the way from PFC, the Panzerkampfwagen 4 Asführung J. Pulling about here, 7 kills, veterans 1. You got 410 versus 3 and 1, certainly looking a bit glum there for Asiamint. Not terrifically awful, but you know, not great either. Weapon match on the way for Asiamint. Probably bars and bazookas, could certainly add him some firepower. You could also consider grenades, that could also possibly work out nicely. I'll wait, Panzer 4 halfway done there for PFC. Still no doctrine from him. Meanwhile, Asiamint, of course, has Airborne. Will he take up for some armor soonish? That could all be quite useful, particularly with the Panther 4 with only one anti-tank gun. Of course, he's probably going to rely on bazookas to deal with the crap panzers for some time. Following up the MG for opening up the advancing troops catching here. Asiamint's forces all concentrated in the area. There you go, Major calling out artillery though. Paired from head here with the Thompsons. Spewing out lead. There you go, folks being hosted here on the retreat. Cluster being wiped out by the artillery strike. Machine all three position, paratroop forced back. Didn't quite pan out there. I mean, he's slightly disrupted PFC, especially in the center, but I don't think he did deliver a sufficient strong blow either. Paratroop there very close to the ace level. Almost got a wipe in the folks. We've got a second academy for PFC. Clearly worried about Asiamint bringing up armor. So far, Asiamint is still plenty of time away from that. Panzer 4 setting out. He's going. Oh, he's got the major actually. I forgot about that. Never mind. I'm kind of dumb. So you can actually go for a Sherman or the Jackson tank destroyer here, and with the Puma bat as well. Jackson's probably going to look like the better choice because it is better range against both the Puma and the Panzer 4, and you can stay more safely against the Puma unless, of course, it gets rushed down. Looks like the lieutenant's about to pay the ultimate price, but there you go. Anti-tank him to the rescue. We got smoke there popped, saving the Puma in return. Paratroop advancing here, very, very close to the ace level. There we go. Ace level paratroop with a double up machine guns. That is definitely bad news for any Germans caught in front of them. 17 kills. 18 kills. Almost getting wiped. They've got the Sturm Pulse moving up. They're hosting them down up close, turning the tables. Blah. My mind basically went for both tides and tables at the same time up my head. Occasionally, it gets some weird ideas. Anyways, troops are reinforcing healing for Asiamint. We're using the Sturm Pioneers. Troops are healing reinforcing. Jackson all the way there for Asiamint. Sturmpine is now equipped with a Browning light machine gun. That's a bit awkward there. Of course, he can replace. This still means the Germans now have a light machine gun. More. I mean, if they were to go for Oberstdorf, that would mean they had one more, but we'll have to see if he actually goes for it. Some players do like the Oberstdorf, and others do not. Definitely think Oberstdorf definitely is very worth strongly considering in your force, though he does have a lot of infantry already, so he may not be quite incentivized to do it. But yeah, PFC bankroll the map here. Jackson almost done. Asiamint's going to need to do some heavy lifting here versus PFC, otherwise risks just being, you know, close out of the match pretty fast. PFC, by the way, at the 20-minute mark, in fact, we're a bit beyond it, and he still hasn't chosen a doctrine, starting to look a bit concerning. Hard to see what he's planning at this point. Oh wait, Pants fully caught up in entertaining. Always got the Jackson moving up. They know bazookas and the troops yet, but there you go. Good hit from Jackson. Also signals to PFC. There is a Jackson. There you go. First shot, then the Panther went through from the Jackson. Anti-tank gun either failed to hit or failed to penetrate. Either way, it failed. Troops sitting out there. MD-54 opening up. Close to Vetsy 2. Raisins moving ahead. Will he consider a slew here to clear it out? Will he just consider a fake rapid barrage? There we go. Perez going for the flank though. Thumbs up there to Asiamint. Fresh push up north could also be great here, I think, for Asiamint, even as he continues with his attack in the south here. Currently, PFC is very focused on the south because that's where Schwer Punted quarters is. Obviously, want to keep that secure from any American advances. Now, go looking through the ruins by the generator building. Jackson getting a good hit on the Puma, entering into another hit there. Popping smoke again, but does escape with the Puma once more. Penetrating up here on the flank, we got 21 kills. Quickly hosing out the anti-gun crew there. Anti-tank gun crew of the Kednova crew. Bringing the Jackson destroyed. Good move there by Asiamint. We got force now being dispatched northwards, even as keeping here the vast majority of PPC's forces occupied in the south. Good move there by Asiamint. Very good move. Almost got by Kednova destroyed. There you go. Anti-tank up to the Panther 4, pushing that one back as well. Quick pop take in here. Very good ability. Decides not to, but there you go. Good hit on the Panther 4 there. Halfway to Veteran 3 already. Very good up north there, pumping cease for the Lieutenant. We got 396 versus 207. Quite a difference in victory point between the two. Troops are heading northwards here. Forces setting out as well there for PFC. Bazooka fire there. Paired from the center here, 23 kills. Panther 4 quickly diving up here to deal with the American advance. Force Asiamint possession his force there. Nice move there by PFC. Still no doctrine though. I feel like that does slightly undercut the power. And there you go. Folks, what they're getting wiped out by the light machine gun penetrator there. Again, paying off nicely. Yak Panther over for PFC, very good. Cuts another unit wiped by this time around. PFC's much faster to get his men out of there. Good hit from the Jackson here on the Panther 4. 27 kills there, folks, are being bled dry here by the paratroopers wielding their double Browning light machine guns. 28 kills, folks, are being bled up. We got the Sturm holding up with their own light machine gun there. 6 kills, Veteran 2. Paratroopers not taking losses as the Germans respond with light machine gun fire of their own, even if it is stolen. Yak Panther halfway done, still no sign of Overwatch, still no sign of Doctrine. Not exactly a lot of mines other than PFC. I've said to say that's a bit of an oversight there on his behalf. So considering he had pretty good map control for a good deal of the time. His failure to lead on mines, I think, is significant. As that could have slowed down some of Asiamint's maneuvers and counterattacks as well. Tiller called in to flash out the Germans. Puma moving up. Jackson hanging back. They're waiting for the right time to strike against the Krauts. Yak Panther halfway done there for PFC, and there you go. In fact, it's not just halfway done, it is done. Silly Dane. Up north, you're arriving the BS, finding up the Falcons and the Puma. Need some support here with the Puma, though. Just so you can't keep snapping away there. Clutch 52 on it, 14 kills. Jackson arrives, and there you go. Misses. Puma on the hand does not. Punches a nice big hole in the Jackson tank destroyer. Further up north from the Major and Troll, we got 377 to 202. Asiamint still significantly behind PFC, but at least he's chipping away at PFC's victory point lead. Slowly, but he is nonetheless doing it. So we got the Yak Panther in the center with its high velocity sent from the gun. Note they removed the muzzle brake because it was so low to the ground that it would basically kick up a lot of dust, which A, blinded the tank destroyer, but also B, gave away its position to the enemy, which is usually not what you want to be doing with a low profile weapon like that. Panther from the Lieutenant. Heavy cover there. Patrol ready to ambush any troops running in. Too close. Jackson tanks coming up as well. Sturm Panzer's advancing. There you go. Patrol's going to release a freedom surprise unless the Jackson, of course, gets in their damn way. A set surprise, Kratskim. And there you go. Popping tactical assault as well there. Sturm Panzer squad fully wiped. That's going to hurt PFC there a bit in particular. I don't think he has. Yeah, he does have at least, but still, losing Sturm Panzers does hurt. So good work there by Asiamint punishing PFC there. 9 kills, half HP23. Sadly, those penetrables have not been quite as effectively utilised as the penetrable ones. Still, he's getting some good hits in there. We got 20 kills still. There you go. Incendium Piercement run from MG34. Doing a lot of damage to the entertaining effect. Almost clearing out. Good work there. Close to 53. Units being wiped out there. Asiamint needs to be cautious. Their re-echelons pay the ultimate price. Paratroop squads linking up, heading northwards. Got the Panther opening up there. Half HV 2. Still no doctrine from PFC. Troops advancing, supporting by the Jackson tank destroyer here. 1 kill, slowly approaching Veteran 2. Yak Panzer meanwhile has yet to fire a single shot. Yak Panzer shoots, misses. Jackson lands great here on the Yak Panzer. Full support about to get wiped out. Almost, but not quite. Jackson moving hit the Yak Panzer on watch, and there you go. Takes another from the Jackson. Does get hit in return. MD34 they're gaining Veteran 3, but also to fall back here. Strong push by Asiamint. Overwhelming PFC's beleaguered defenders. Lacking sufficient firepower and a doctor to withhold back his opponent. He is routed by Asiamint and the 1st Armour Division. But there you go, we got a deep flank here with a Puma. PFC looking to confound his opponent and catch him off guard, but instead doesn't quite end up panning out. He needs to pop smoke and disengage. A nice attempt by a deep flank from PFC. 2 thumbs up. Execution didn't quite pan off, was lacking some other elements, but I definitely like the idea there. And you know, had Asiamint been in a slightly different position, this could actually been quite painful. He might even have taken out the Jackson with that. So not a bad idea there, not a bad idea at all. Asiamint going for a Sherman tank here. Probably have no, goes for another Jackson. Decides he just needs Jacksons. Panzer IV being fixed up. Could hold a bit closer there, but might also be he's leaving the repair pioneers to the Puma. Unless, of course, they're busy with the Panther IV. Very good. Panther IV setting out there. Close to VC2 now. Meanwhile, Asiamint is seizing as much territory as he can. South Paratroop dealing with the Fulton. We've got 33 kills on them. They're really getting some killing down there against the Germans. Meanwhile, 28 kills and the highest number of kills one Fulton squad has gotten going. Jackson number 2 halfway down there for Asiamint. North Panther 4 setting out there for Deutschland. Close to VC2. There goes. Shots fired at the Paratroop squad, but he does miss. He does miss. Need to retreat those, I think, before they get wiped here. Risk getting wiped by the Panther 4. Second Jackson almost done there for Asiamint. Close, but not quite. Good hit on the Panther 4. There we go. Paratroop's hard to work in the centre. Opening up the Fulton squad. There we go. Another one, of course, holding up behind some old railway cars from a wrecked train. There we go. Second Jackson tank shot there for Asiamint, putting him out 2 heavy tank destroyers, which are going to be a real problem there for PFC's armour. Not impossible, of course, but certainly a challenge. Still no doctrine either. At this point, he might actually want to consider Luftwaffe ground force. He can set up for an airport assault to support any attacks. Plus, assault and hold would also be a very great ability to have to boost his Fulton and his meager firepower as the paratroopers. So I think he should go for Luftwaffe ground force here personally. He could go for a watch or for breakthrough, but I think right now Luftwaffe ground force will make the most sense. Scar on the way there for Asiamint. Bit of artillery to put pressure on PFC, very good. Meanwhile, PFC has no real artillery himself. Jackson setting up here for what looks to be a silent assault here on PFC's forces. North side that was being grabbed. We got 338 versus 173. Assault paratroopers moving up there. Thompson's ready to unleash hell against any crowds. Mines being laid down here. Good work by PFC. Finally getting some mines down, so it didn't take him long enough. Fulton need to retreat before the paratroopers end, and there you go. Banhan gun it off. Very, very close to Veteran 3 and the ace level. Retreated right before they get there. Scott almost done. Paratroopers opening up the Fulton here. We got 33 kills still. 34. There we go, M8A1, aka the Scott, ready here for Asiamint. Up north, popping sees the Fulton communities. More Academy for PFC. Interesting choice here. I'm guessing what to use this, of course, to counter the Academy, since they are obviously very terrible as tank destroyers. Anti-tank as tank destroyers this, but at the same time, they're getting quite wrong for the infantry, and I'm not sure. Oh, he cancelled it, so I think that's a bit of a move. I think more Yak Panther bombs work out better. There you go, Yak Panther in the center being hammered here by all the anti-tank and the tank destroyers, and gets knocked out. He's going to blow there to PFC. He's saying now people under that troop being suppressed out in the open, pinned down to the ground. Scott they're opening up the turn MD34, which is gaining Vetsy 4. Half H of Vetsy 5 already. Oh dear. Not far away, they're not far away. Panther tank from the north here. We got 2 kills, 13 kills here. Puma in from the south, flanking in here. Good aggressive push there. Trying to use aim target there. Shot, there we go. Jamming the chattering here of the Jacks going up behind the armor. They're flanking, putting pressure here. Inf needs to keep up pressure. And again, this is really where I think airborne assault would be great with some bandit assault here. Almost got the Jackson Panther forward to get knocked out. He put into tank and got the Scott. But the Panther 4 is abandoned inside the base. Puma's Vetsy 3 there. Gets one Jackson tank destroyed. Can he get the other one as well? Almost got it. Anti-tank rocking it off from the Puma. He may not be able to get it back home. Gaining Vetsy 4. The machine gun cleared out. Heavy casualties on both sides. Another Panther 4 there for PFC. Falcon is routed. Gets the ambulance team, but does lose the Puma. And of course, the Panther 4 will end up in Asiamint's hands as well, unless he destroys it. And he doesn't have anything nearby to do it. That was a pretty gruesome battle in the end. PFC's got barely anything left. Meanwhile, Asiamint there stands a bit stronger with the elite paratroopers, now with 20 and 34 kills, really just showing the weapon again where the Panther 4 to augment his forces. He's going to be bouncing much better back here from this engagement than PFC will. And PFC's really going to have to choose his docks, and again I think he should go for Luftwaffe. He's going to need to add some elite infantry because I think just at this point adding regular Falconers to the mix is going to be a complete waste of manpower and good German lives. And there you go, 21 kills. Almost landing another wipe there against PFC. And of course could grab the MU-54 fortress against PFC as well. That would not be a bad idea at all. McKenna needs to get away before the Patriots finish it off. 21, 22 kills. Could easily become 23. Easily. But in this case looks like not.
Enemy forces have 300 points.
Got reasons there. Hard work fixing up the Panzer 4. Dead tank? What does that mean? Goddamn Krauts! It means tank, and I don't even think the Krauts refer to it as a tank, they refer to it as a Panzer, so I don't know why they wrote it like that. Pan from Norfolks. Ambulance almost on there for Asiamint. Replaced one cleared out by the Krauts. Got Sturm sitting out there. We go. Finally here at the 32-minute mark, we got Overwatch. I mean, it does give him some defendability. It also gives some sector assault, which of course is also pretty good. But I feel like the 33-minute doctrine is perhaps a bit on the late side to put it mildly, and also still feel like Luftwaffe ground force would give him more mileage offensively. And again, would allow to like boost his Falconer's power, which is what he really needs against all of these paratroopers again. But he still also feel like needs Obersoldaten, and he definitely is lacking Obersoldaten right now here versus PFC or Asiamint. Meanwhile, Asiamint's paratroopers really just doing some heavy lifting there. 34 kills. 22 kills. I mean, they're really carrying the fight here for Asiamint to a good deal, just showing how good paratroopers are, and again, why it's amazing more players aren't bothering with them. Again, probably because Airborne Doctrine doesn't have a really big tank you can call in. Or any tanks to call in, really. Actually fix up that Panther 4, 2 kills there. So PFC's right now is in a really bad position there, and is of course about to get worse once that Panther 4 gets going. There we go. Huh. There we go. That is one Panzer 4 ready here for Asiamint. He could actually go for Sherman here. Jackson to back it up all the way. It does mean he's going to easily have more tanks now than PFC, and that's obviously going to be a problem for PFC. North Ross going to go full squad here. Panther coming in and blast his own men, I guess. I mean, you might be able to take the Panzer 4 out of the German army, but you can't take the German army out of the Panzer 4. It just shot our own men at purpose. It's possessed, Captain. It's possessed. Shut up, Carl. Shut up. There's no such thing as possessed tanks. Perhaps the thing with the Falcon is almost taken out there. Almost shot his own men again there. Almost seems like Major went down. Shoots again. Mez again. We got that Panther. We got another Panther for PFC. Shoots, get to hill on the paratroopers. But yeah, So far, the Panther Force managed to kill more Americans in American service than has killed Germans. Now the Jackson Leather for Asiamint. We got 233 with 173. Sturm Puny under fire from the Panther 4. Routed. Just reinforcing healing for Asiamint. Back here, troop reinforcing another for PFC. Troops getting ready for another big push against the army. South side is actually very open. You should easily make some progress there. 26 kills and 37. Almost got that Panther 4 good to go, and there you go. Jackson tanks are ready. Not entirely sure what's reversing all the way there. Do not aware, Jürgen, I have a clever idea of the reverse move against them. They'll think we're retreating. And then, when they don't expect it, we turn around and then we shoot them. You're an idiot, Franz, you know that? I'm pretty sure even your mother knows you're an idiot. Panther on the way there for PFC. An interesting choice at this point in the fight here. We got 207 versus 173. Mines down here to slow down the American assault. He's still filling so many munitions. I really feel like he'll be doing more with the munitions. Definitely, I think, an oversight there with PFC. And again, too late for doctrine. Just moving ahead here. Again, within trouble. Quick sneaking the strength into the building, but that one's about to collapse. And there you go. I think PFC quickly realised that. Could call in sector assault here soon on Asiamint to disrupt his positions. Panther almost done here for PFC. And for the second Panzer Division, Panther almost done. Jackson Panther sitting out here. Hits a mine. Good work there for PFC. Slows down Lee's part here of Asiamint's assault. In the south, we got forces with the advancing rifleman there. And routed as they decided they can't hold the position. Could try and push northwards here and help score the centre as well. Then give up in the south for now. Although we got the Panther out here for PFC for Deutschland. Pin machine being added to it. Very good, very good. Panther setting out. Got it on the Jackson tank destroyer. And we get air support called in. Go down the Panther. Shot fired. Panther to the north. Air support running in on it as well. A lot of damage going on there. A lot of damage. Heavy damage on the tank destroyer. Good hit on the Panther. The Panther risk have its flank turned around on it due to the bazookas there. Nice out there by Asiamint. PFC's Panther 4 is down. His Panther is more or less also out. The fire is taking heavy fire from the M1 anti-tank, which is quickly punching through all the armour. Looking pretty bad here for PFC. Looking pretty bad. All of his armour is almost down. His infantry support was nowhere to be seen again. The lack of elite infantry field is also pronounced here. Almost got the anti-tank, and he air support is raining down. Getting some damage done here on Asiamint, but he's taking a beating in the process. A hell of a beating, in fact. More fire running down there. Panther falling back, falling up there. Another Panther in the Panther 4. Looks like we can see another pass here from the Stuttgart to take out the Panther 4 possibly. Shots do some damage, but not sufficient. Far from being routed, taking heavy damage still. PFC really just took a beating here. Finally going forward sudden here at the 156 min. 44 victory point mark there. He's definitely starting to feel like he's losing, so he's more willing to experiment, I suppose, with other things, but not looking great there for PFC. Not looking great. He's now lost a lot of armor, a lot of infantry, and he's definitely starting to fall behind again. His opponent is really just being carried. I think a nice deal here by the pair. Again, 38 kills. They have definitely been, I think, a significant part here of Asiamint's effort versus PFC, whereas again, PFC was very much hesitant to go for anything beyond the Fultz Grenadiers. And again, versus a lot of elite infantry and just upgraded infantry, the Fultz Grenadiers do tend to fall short. Another tactical assault here could get a wipe here. 27 kills, and down they go. Tactical assault, very good ability there, in part because again, it is very good at wiping routine units. Similarly, stormtroopers with tactical advance are pretty good as well, if you know how to use it. We've finally got the Opposite out here. Finally had some light machines there for PFC. But the situation for PFC, I think, remains very much dire. We got 119 versus 173. Asiamint is really in the lead here versus PFC. Back here, troop reinforcing healing. Panther 4 being fixed up. Good to go. Moving in to block off all the points. Panther being steadily fixed up here for PFC. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. Close veteran 2. Panther Force shoots. Close veteran 2. Jackson opens up as well. The orbs on there. Go. Almost got the jump of Pang here. The Panther. We got 89 versus 173. North side being hit there by PFC's forces. Very good, very good. Shots fired there. But not making much progress. Sherman away there for Asiamint. Might be another Jackson though. Fierce their hard work fixing up the Panther once more. MG34 on the way there for PFC. Causing a bit of trouble. Got the Panther wing out there, going straight in for the Jackson possibly. Got Lieutenant with the bazookas there, blocking the way as well. He's just trying to threaten it a bit there. One shot went through the element failed pin, but there you go. Quick retreat there. He decides there's a bit too much heat going on. The Jackson falling back. Sherman almost down there for Asiamint. He's also got here a P-47 rocket strafe on tap, ready to be called in if necessary, or if the opportunity presents. So there you go. M1 taking the troop, but folks about to get cleared out of the paratroopers. 38 kills, could become 39 in one. There you go. Panther in some serious shites, and there you go. With that, PFC drops out of the match. GG, game over. A victory here for America, freedom, democracy. Good play there. Both sort of feel like PFC's lack of doctoral choices, lack of oversight, really just paved the way here for PFC's strong doctoral choice and use of pairs were there to win the game. Plus some really good maneuvers there by Asiamint, and PFC's slightly less than fortunate attacks again due to lack of proper infantry to support it. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you'll see you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.